Hi, my name's Chuck. I'm a photographer based in the Plain States, and my interest is taking landscape photos of interesting landmarks like this. These are the kind of landmarks that if you're outside of where I live, then you probably don't know about them, but there's a really unique and interesting history with all of these places. So today we're talking about Coronado Heights. The history of this place is that it's basically just a really high hill for the area. It's 300 feet above the surrounding elevation. Hold on. How's it going, guys? Good.
We'll take the picture.
Okay. So history-wise, this hill is basically just higher than anything else around. It's 300 feet higher than the surrounding terrain. You know, that's a pretty large hill for Kansas. And so because of this, and because of some archaeological findings of Spanish chainmail a little ways south of here, the legend started that Coronado, the Spanish explorer, that this was one of the places that he probably would have surveyed the surrounding area from. This has also been used as a park for almost as long as Lindsborg, the nearby town, has been around.
Lindsborg was founded by Swedish immigrants in 1869 and was incorporated as a city in 1879. It's known as Little Sweden, and the town's retention of Swedish culture drives their thriving tourism industry. Swedish culture also still plays an important role in the traditions of the local community. Their Midsummer Festival, for instance, takes place every summer at the Lindsborg Old Mill and Swedish Heritage Museum and brings the whole community together to celebrate the town's Swedish heritage through traditional dances.
In 1919, this hill was bought by the Historical Society. It was turned into a park. They built the road up to the top of the hill in 1920. My understanding is that's when a lot of the picnic tables and the trails were put in and things like that. In 1936, the Works Progress Administration built the building that I'm standing in currently to kind of look like a castle. So I'm here at sunrise in early August, and we're just starting to get some color in these clouds over here. So this first shot is going to be kind of the hero shot, it's straight on with the quote-unquote castle. What I've done is I've gone to the bottom of this hill right here so that the grass leads up to it, and then the building just kind of looks like it's coming up out of the prairie. So it looks like it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So this first shot, I'm just looking straight on. The bottom third of the frame is going to be the prairie grasses. The middle third is mostly taken up by the building itself. And then the third above that is going to be sky. And then there's color that's coming in on either side of the building as well. I have zoomed out to 24 millimeters, so it's as wide as this particular lens will go. And I've got again, the bottom third is mostly prairie grass, but then I have more of the sky. The most brilliant color is actually above this tree right here, but I don't think I want to point that way because it's not the point of this particular trip. But there is still a lot of good stuff happening in the clouds up above the building itself. So the sunrise is in another 2 minutes, so we're getting a lot of good yellowy, orangey light right now, and I'm just taking photos over and over again as we go. Settings-wise, I'm in aperture priority mode at f8, ISO 100. Once the sun has risen and everything, then I'll go around and get some, sorry about the wind, it's really kicking up. Once the sun has risen and everything, I will go around and get some handheld shots and show you around the place. So the sun has risen and there's some good color that's happening to the left of the building. Let me show you. So right over here, all of this color that's happening right here, this orange, like pastel creamsicle, I guess, And then, of course, there's a lot of color in the clouds up above the building as well. It is light enough that I'm now going to run around getting some handheld shots because I want some different angles of the building. There's still some good color in the clouds. So you can actually go up to the roof of this building, and at the exit onto the roof, there's a sign that says WPA 1936. So this was a public works project in the 1930s during the Great Depression, and when this building was added to the park. Why don't we head upstairs and I'll show you what you can see from up there. The view up here, as you can see, is excellent, and a lot of that is because hills are pretty uncommon in Kansas, or at least in this part of Kansas. Hills are pretty uncommon. I mean, if you go to like the Flint Hills, then there'll be some more hills and everything, but this valley is almost entirely flat, except for these little hills that poke up in this stretch. So this is a good vantage point for kind of seeing the countryside around you. And a lot of people think that that's why Coronado would have come up to this particular hill, because it makes a good vantage point to look out over the rest of the landscape.
The general historical consensus is that Coronado made it as far north as the Great Bend in the Arkansas River, which would be closer to Lyons or Great Bend, Kansas, rather than Lindsborg. But some chainmail was found a bit south of Lindsborg, and it was presumed to be Spanish, and this kind of kicked off the legend of Coronado visiting this particular hill.
What I would like to do is pop the drone up in the air and show you the hill. And today it's just too windy for that, but if I was able to come back and get some drone shots, then that's what you'll be seeing now. I would like to say thank you to the Smoky Valley Historical Association and the Old Mill and Swedish Heritage Museum in Lindsborg for allowing me to use their photos and for giving me some historical context. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That really helps my numbers. If you want to support me, go to my website. The link is in the description. Okay, bye. I mean, this is a theme, isn't it? In my last video, I was like, I wish I could pop the drone up in the air. Researching. I totally know all this. Yeah.